program used to treat Parkinson's and more. The Health Matters program can be heard weekdays at 11:05 right here on The Source, WOCA.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 20 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. The other day there was a report that turns out pasta is not as bad as we originally thought. Did you see that report?
Yes, I did.
And it was the study was paid for by the National Association of Spaghetti Makers or something like that. And I thought, well, hello. It's like when anything is done, it says, smoking is not so bad, paid for by the National Association of Tobacco. Or of course, that never actually happened. No, I think there was something similar to that. We have on the phone one of our favorite guests, David Foreman. He's actually been in the studio one time. He'll be on the phone right now.
He's awesome.
He's our herbal pharmacist. And actually, I've been taking something that he recommended. I'm out of it now. It's called pterodactyl pills or something.
Pterodactyl pills.
I can't remember what it was called. I have the bottle. I don't need to know what it's called. I still have the bottle. I just got to go and get one because I'm all out of them. But I think it's making a difference with my legs. David, how you doing?
I'm great. Larry, you always say these things right before you flip over to me. Not flip me off, but flip over to me. And it makes my brain go in so many other directions. And some of it may not be appropriate for radio.
Really, the pterodactyl pills. I can't remember what they call now. I can't remember what it's called. It starts with a P. And do you remember telling me to get them? I've been getting them. And
we talked about the pain in your legs being
right.
Possibly circulatory and pycnogenol, I think is what I told you to get.
Yes, that's what it was called. Yes, and I still have the bottle. Yeah. Pycnogenol. There you go. And the girl who sells them in the mall is really pretty.
well, that's just a bonus right there.
I didn't know it showed.
I didn't know that was so. Otherwise, I probably would have referred you to that store a long time ago.
That's right.
So now you're going to tell us that pizza is actually good for us, right?
No, not quite. It's kind of funny. Your lead in on pasta. That was actually funny, but it was also kind of So here's the deal. I
wonder what you were going to say. What were you going to say? Inaccurate?
No, actually, pasta's not healthy for you, in my opinion, pretty much at all. But I'm here to tell people that, I've now learned if you're going to continue to eat your favorite, breads and pasta, potatoes, French fries, whatever you want to, however you want to do your potato, rice, forever. We know that they convert to sugar real easy, and that contributes to why people, gain weight. Well, I've got 3 little tips/tricks so that you can still enjoy those and negate part of the caloric effect. In 2 of the cases, we can lower the calorie effect by about 50%. In 1 of the cases, we can lower the calorie effect by 65%. So,
really?
Yeah. Now, some of this advice, it takes a little time, it takes a little effort. So, if you want, I can tell you how to cheat on all of them real quick. How's that?
But can I interject a question though? Because there was a story. Yeah. There was a story about some of the young people who are trying to get into the Olympics, and the number of calories they eat was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. And these are people in good shape. So I guess if you run around, swim around, bicycle, if you do it a lot, you can eat whatever you want.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years ago, I was doing some running. I'm not really a runner, but I was doing it to bring awareness and raise money for a nonprofit. And it's really funny. Well, not funny. It's kind of sad, actually, because, I was running half marathons like every 3 weeks. And I didn't really realize how much I consumed in calories. But in the middle of all of that, or towards the end of it, actually, in reality, I tore a ligament in my knee, just like one of those little freak things. So I stopped running, and within like 6 months, I'd gained 15 pounds.
Oh man!
And I really hadn't changed anything other than I couldn't run, and so yeah, it's kind of interesting. So yeah, I mean, they can eat whatever they want usually when they're when they're burning that many calories. But how many people listening to our us right now are can say that?
Yeah, right.
So
right.
for that, I got my how you can still eat your carbs and maybe reduce some of the calorie effect while you enjoy them. So. The first one is the only one I have a supplement recommendation for. The others are just how to prepare your food or how to eat it. If you're any starchy food, and I know we've talked about this with regards to weight loss in the past, but I think there's an ingredient by a company that I do some consulting for that has science showing that it blocks carbs from being broken down into sugar.
The white bean?
Oh.
Is this the white bean thing?
Yeah, it's the white kidney bean extract. It's called Phase 2. So if you go to your, that little health food store in the mall, you go to a vitamin shop, a GNC, even pharmacies will carry. It's called Phase 2. It's a starch blocker. So you take it 30 minutes before you eat pasta, bread, rice, potatoes, and you can negate 65% of that from being broken down. So you basically have reduced the calorie effect on your body by 2/3.
What is the science behind that? Explain why that works.
All right. So what Phase 2 does is it blocks an enzyme that breaks starches down into sugar. The enzyme is called amylase. So when I eat pasta, bread, potatoes, rice, any of those starchy foods, immediately the enzyme amylase is released, and my body uses that to break starches from something that couldn't be absorbed down into something that can be, which is usually sugar. All right. So what Phase 2 does is it gets in the way of the enzyme amylase so that it can't break down the starch. So the starch basically passes through you undigested. And a lot of people usually, when they hear that, they get concerned about, well, does that cause gas, bloating, or other digestive problems? And in their clinical trials they've run on Phase 2, that doesn't show up. So you can basically, still enjoy your starches, your carbs, and, eliminate 2/3 of the calorie effect basically on your body.
All right.
Wow, that's good. That's
so we go get some of that and then eat a pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, that's exactly the idea. The other ones are kind of interesting. They found that if you, say you cook your pizza or your pasta and you let it cool down, or your rice, it doesn't matter, and you let it get cold, if you eat those starchy foods cold, you will negate 50% of the calorie effect. So, I'll give you an example. Yeah. So, a cup of pasta. A cup of rice, just plain white rice.
Yeah.
Has about 200 calories. But if you eat it cold, it'll be equal to about 100 calories.
Why?
Well, what happens is as that food. So when you cook it, it breaks the starches that are in there from being resistant to digestion to making them non-resistant to digestion. But when they cool, they reconnect basically, and so they become what they call resistant starches, which actually provide a whole other benefit to your body. So there's a lot of research showing that the more resistant starches we become, which are normally like fiber from, nuts and seeds and fruits and veggies, but you can also get resistant starches from eating cold pizza.
I love cold pasta. Cold pizza in the morning. The next morning, Saturday morning pizza is always so good.
Yeah, that's when it's good.
Well, and you think about it. You guys are in Ocala. I live in Tampa. It's hot right now, and one of the things that could be refreshing, for lunch or even dinner would be, a pasta salad. And think about it. You're eating cold pasta. You're gonna get about half the calorie effect off of that if you eat
really
cold.
One of the favorite foods of kids is pizza. I mean, everybody knows this.
Yeah.
But I have an idea to stop kids from eating so much pizza. And it's something you have to it's something you have to do early in their life. The first pizza they should ever eat is a slice from a Chinese buffet.
Yeah.
if you say this is pizza and then they try it, they'll say, "Oh, yuck," and they'll never want pizza again.
You know what, Larry, I'm gonna add to that. First of all, I agree 100%. Second is like I remember when I was a little kid, my dad, worked in the yard. He came in and he wanted to have a cold beer, and he sat down, and I'm like, "What are you drinking, Dad?" And he's like. He said chocolate milk or chocolate soda, and I'm like, "Oh, can I have some?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I took a big swig. I might have been like 7 or 8 years old, and that was the nastiest, grossest thing. I can tell you what, you never caught me drinking beer in high school. I can tell you that. It was gross.
Dave, it's always good to have you, but we run out of time so quickly when it's a short one like this. Go to herbalpharmacist.com. What else do we do? Just go there?
No, that's it, man. Yeah, and I've got an article on my blog right now on my website that you just gave out that gives people more information on what we just talked about, too. Okay?
Oh, cool.
All right, excellent. Well, have a great summer. Hopefully you come back before the end of the summer. Are you going to come back?
Sounds great.
All
right.
That'd
be awesome. Take care, you guys.
Thank you, David. All right, we are going to take a little break, and we'll be right back. Fun with Joe in about 10 minutes.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Lillian Wu. More details coming out the morning after an ambush-style attack in Dallas, which turned a peaceful demonstration into a scene of panic and chaos. The shooting, which killed 5 police officers, hurt 7 and wounded 2.